Bonjour, baddies. Welcome back to another video. Today's first question is, find the largest integer less than this number's, when I say this number, I mean this number's, square root. And I don't think anyone here is going to fancy trying to find the square root of that, unless you have a calculator on hand, but you're probably not going to have one during the test. So, what we're going to do is 8, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Hey, that looks pretty close, isn't it? It's only 401 away, which is actually a very small distance for such big numbers. Am I right? Anyway, it's only 401 away. And 8, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 is a perfect square. And that means that it can be square rooted quite easily, which means that its perfect square would be equivalent to 9, 0, 0, 0. So, taking that idea into mind, if 9, 0, 0 is the square root of 8, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and 8, 0, 9, 9, 9, 5, 9, 9 is only a little bit away from, I don't want to say this anymore. This number, this chunky number, we can test if 8, 9, 9, 9 is close or not, basically. So, taking that idea, if 8, 9, 9, 9 is equivalent to 9,000 minus 1, so we can write this, as 8,999 squared, as 9,000 minus 1 squared. And using the idea that a minus b in parentheses squared is equivalent to a squared, so aka 9,000 squared, 9,000 squared, which we know is this number, 9,000 squared minus 2ab, so 2 times 9,000, aka this, plus 1. You can see that if this is this number, and this is 18,000, and if this number is only 401 away from 8100000, 8999 is the closest number to that, but it's still really far off, but it's less than this number. So that means that the largest integer less than this number's square root is 8999. That was a lot of zeros. Moving on to problem number 2, which is larger. 7 multiplied by the square root of 11, or 6 multiplied by the square root of 15. And this is not a question to panic on, because you basically just need to sort of solve it. So we're looking for which one's larger, right? This does not even look like a square root sign. There we go. Or 6, 15. If we move 7 and 6 both into the square roots, under the square root little roof, that means that each would be squared. Because if you were pulling out a number from inside a square root, that means that that number is a perfect square, which means that you can take it out and get in an integer. So taking that idea, we can do this vice versa as well by moving it back in. For example, if we were trying to move 7 back in, 7 would turn into 49 under the radicial. So this means that under this roof, we would have 49 times 11, versus under this roof, 36 times 15. And here you can't see really any obvious signs of which one's bigger yet. So let's start with solving this, because this one is quite a bit easier, because 15 and 36 are numbers we work with very often. Since 4 15s is equivalent to 60, that means that if we take the 4s out of this, move it into the 15, we would have 60s. 60 times 9, which is equivalent to 540. This number is equivalent to 540's square root. And now we look at this one. If 49 times 10 is equivalent to 490, 490 plus 49 plus 9, so 499, and then plus 40, so 599 plus 40. Yeah, 539. So as you guys can see, this number is just barely larger than this number. So this means that this, or 6 multiplied by the square root of 15, is greater than 7 multiplied by the square root of 11. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys learned something new, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye!